What's going on, guys? So today what we're going to do in preparation to get the cab off, one, we need a way to do that, and two, we need somewhere to put the dang thing. As you've noticed in most of my videos, I work out here alone. So we're going to be removing the cab alone, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Yeah, and then like I said, we're going to need somewhere to put it. I want it to be mobile, and I want it to be able to not only be top up, but I also want to lay it on its back to be able to put it there as well. So it's got to be a little bit of a larger little cart, but let's make that happen. So here's what I got. Got these very large 6-inch casters from Harbor Freight. I got 2 swivel and 2 straight, so just like a toolbox. Not thinking about it till now, but I didn't get locking. That probably wasn't smart. Oh well. And then just pine. So 1 8-foot 4x4. I have 4 2x8s and 2 2x4s. So I'll show you how I'm going to do this. You can do this a lot of different ways, but I'll show you my way, and then we'll get the cab off. So for the cart, let's start there. I'm going to make it just as wide as the frame rails are. Actually, no. I'm going to make it as wide as these are on either side, so that it has somewhere to sit. And then, how long am I going to make it? I'm going to make it at least from here to past the actual cab. So let's get some measurements and we'll get cutting. That's exactly 40. That's 60, and that's probably a little long. Let's go to there. $54. Okay, so the cart's done. It is 24 inches tall, which from here to here is only 14 inches, so I'm going to have to lift the cab about 10 inches. Not psyched about that, but we'll make it work, and we'll make it happen. Next, we need to make the adapter for the engine hoist to lift the cab off. So let's get started on that. Okay, so the way that this is going to work, we have our engine hoist. And we're going to build a riser. And then with the 2x8s we're going to go across, and then with the extra 2x8s we'll put little end caps to grip it. So our measurement here that we're going to use, 62.5, and then up, we could get creative here. Considering we do have to lift the truck a little higher than I thought, let's make this a little bit taller. Let's shoot for 12 inches. And then these can start at any point, so we can use these, scrap with those. Between the two, if we're looking at it from the top, so right in here is where the actual boom portion of the engine hoist is going to connect in, and then in between we'll just run 2x4 just for stability purposes. I really don't think we need to, but why not? But yeah, that should be all that we need. Based on what the hoist can do, plus adding that riser, we should be able to get plenty of height to get it over onto the cart. So to see this in living color, the way that this is going to work, the boom portion, the part where the hook would hang from for the hoist, where it lifts up, that's going to connect down in between here. And as that lifts up, these will self-level themselves and theoretically lift it straight up. So those are going to go like that. I'll put some cross supports in here. We'll have those end caps, and those are going to go, I might have to make these a little bigger, but these are going to go like this, and they'll be, yeah, I'm going to have to make these a little bigger, but these are going to be like that, so they can kind of grip on either side should something happen. So now we need to figure out how far or how wide they need to be, so we got to pull out the engine hoist and recut those. Maybe I can use these for the supports in there. I don't know. Let's figure it out. So the boom portion, I don't even know if that's what it's called. That's what I'm calling it though. So we measure 2 3/8. All right. So these two together are 3 1/8. There you are. So those together are 3 1/8, so we need 2 3/8 plus 3 1/8 for our cross supports. Still don't know what's going to happen. You're just going to have to wait and see, I guess. Alright, so the bolt that I'm going to use here to bolt that into place, because the wood's going to go on either side of it, obviously this bolt isn't going to cut it. It's not long enough. So I need about a 6 or a 7 inch bolt. So I'll have to get that tomorrow because I do not have that. So until next time I come out here, that's where we're going to leave it. I will be back with you in 3, 2, 1. We're back. Got the bolt. Grade 10. It is 7 inches long. 6.5, 7 inches. So let's get this mounted up on the hoist and we'll go from there. this is it assembled, in place, ready to go. Obviously this is going to go on either side of the doors. We're going to lift that cab right up off of there. We'll pull it away from the frame, we'll lower it back down onto the cart, and then we'll be good to go. So what we need to do before we start pulling the cab off, I need to run to the steel yard and get some 1x1 inch tubing, square tubing, just so I can brace up the cab before we pull it and before we start cutting pieces out of it. It's probably best to do that while it's still bolted to the frame as opposed to doing it later. So that's the next step. So until I can get to the steel yard and do that, we're going to end this video here. This will be part 1. Part 2 will be on the other end there, and we'll be bracing it up, and we'll be getting the cab off. A lot of times, from what I understand, I've seen some very elaborate cab bracing. It's really not as in-depth as a lot of guys are doing it. So is it worth overdoing? Yes, but steel's not exactly cheap. You know, it's not compared to wood. It's fairly more expensive. So we'll do the amount that we really only need and be going from there. So luckily, because we're not taking out the entire floor, we don't need to go super crazy with bracing. Even if you are, you can still do it the same way that I'm going to show you in the next video. So we will see you very shortly, and I'll get that next one done hopefully by the end of the week here.
Let's go. I ain't the first with the curse, with the thirst that I wanna be better, not worse, man it hurts. I'm on this earth with my words and I put them all together, insert, cause I wanna have worth. Working hella hard till they put me in the dirt. Gonna go far, man, listen to my words.